All Summer in a Day. Ray Bradbury. It had been raining for 7 years. Thousands upon thousands of days filled from one end to the other with rain. The days were filled with the gush of water and endless showers. Heavy storms caused tidal waves to come over the islands. 1,000 forests crushed under the rain had grown up 1,000 times to be crushed again. This was the way of life forever on planet Venus. Here was located the schoolroom of the children, belonging to men and women who came by rockets from Earth. They set up a civilization in this raining world. Ready? Ready. Now? Soon. Will it happen today? Will it? Look, look, see for yourself. The children in the schoolroom chattered and pressed to each other like so many roses. They peered out of the window to look at the hidden sun. It rained. It's stopping, it's stopping. The children were all 9 years old. When the sun came out last time 7 years ago, they were too young. They could not recall the sun when it came out for just an hour and showed its face to the stunned world. All day yesterday they had read in class about the sun. They learned how like a lemon it was and how hot. They had written small stories, essays or poems about it. I think the sun is a flower that blooms for just 1 hour. That was yesterday. Today, at this moment, the rain was slackening. The children gathered at the great thick windows. Where's our teacher? She'll be back. She must hurry or she'll miss it. The rain slackened still more. The children were eager to see the sun. They had been on Venus all their lives. They had been only 2 years old when the sun last came out. They had long since forgotten the color and the heat of how it really was. They played in the echoing tunnels of the underground city and sang of summer and the sun. The rain stopped. It was as if a hurricane had lost its sound. There were no motions or tremor but peace. The world grounded to a standstill. The silence was so immense one would feel as if the ears had been stuffed. The children put their hands to their ears. They stood apart. The door slid back. The smell of the silent, waiting world came to them. The sun came out. It was the color of flaming bronze and it was very large. The sky around it was blazing blue. The jungle burned with sunlight. The children, released from their spell, rushed out, yelling, into the summertime. Now, don't you go too far. Their teacher called after them. You've only an hour, you know. The children were running and turning up their faces to the sky to feel the warm sun on their cheeks. They took off their jackets and let the sun warm their arms. Oh, it's better than lamplights, isn't it? Much, much better. They stopped running and stood in the great jungle that covered Venus. The jungle grew and never stopped growing. The jungle had spent years without the sun. It was the color of rubber, ash and ink. The children lay out laughing on the jungle mattress. They ran among the trees. They slipped and fall. They pushed each other and played hide and seek. Most of all they squinted at the sun until tears ran down their faces. They breathed the fresh air and listened to the silence which held them in a blessed sea of no sound. They looked at everything and savored everything. Then, wildly, Like animals escaped from their caves, they ran and ran, shouting, in circles. They ran for an hour and did not stop running. And then, in the midst of their running, one of the girls wailed. Everyone stopped. The girl standing in the open, held out her hand. "Oh, look, look," she said, trembling. The children gathered slowly to look at her open palm. In the center of it was a single large raindrop. The girl began to cry, looking at it. The children glanced quickly at the sky. A few cold drops fell on their noses and their cheeks and their mouths. The sun faded behind a cloud of mist. A cool wind blew around them. They turned and slowly walked towards their underground houses. Their smiles had vanished. A boom of thunder startled them. They tumbled upon each other and ran. Oh, oh! Lightning struck all around them. The sky darkened into midnight in a flash. The children stood at the doorway to the underground houses until it was raining hard. Then they closed the doors and heard the gigantic sound of the rain falling everywhere. Will it be 7 more years before the sun comes out again? Yes. With pale faces they looked out of the window at the world that was raining now. Raining and raining steadily.